it's been a hot minute since we went ahead and delved back into this series. So I'm gonna be continuing the whole Yama's Abyss section solo. I will admit, so that I'm not kind of keeping anything from anyone. Truth is that I have kind of been grinding the leaders myself for a bit as well. Definitely been knocking out a lot of things here and there. Before we get into that, let's go ahead and I'm gonna really quickly look through, grab my little items and whatnot. You know how that goes. We'll go ahead and draw a few of these things here. So they have the grand prizes and the different ones I've kind of been putting in on this side over here. Trying to just focus on one at a time. We'll claim those 2 pieces of actions. There's a little kind of like side event that's been going on for that, right? Let's see here. We'll go ahead and grab these while we're at it. These are the Soul Land daily quests, so I'll just go ahead and mark the 3 that I'm going to do on that. Check the shop real fast. That's done. Go over to inventory really quickly and just open these 2 things. Since the brocade treasure is the new one, that's the only one I'm going to do. We'll go ahead, open this. Oh, that's nice. Looks like that's a little something I can throw on my Akos. That's cool. Then we'll go over here, open this one really fast. So with this is just kind of a guess and toss up, right? Guess and toss up. So I'm just going to pick this one over here really quickly. We'll see what we get. Nice, we got an emote. And so now let's go ahead and get back into what we're really going to do. Thanks for joining the stream. So I'm going to go ahead and just equip this really quickly just to have it on him. And now let's go ahead and actually get into what we're supposed to do. So just for full transparency, I have been grinding the leaderboard lately myself. I just haven't really had time to stream lately, but this is actually the most recent stage that I've reached for Valda. But we will be going ahead. This was meant to be a walkthrough from the beginning, so we're going to go ahead and go back and walk through the recent stages. Also, there have been some changes for Yama's Abyss lately as well. We have stage 25, 30, and 35, which are kind of just grind stages. They have no real value except this part over here, which we talked about a little bit in the past, which is filling out your collections. There is no point in playing a void stage except to grind collections. That is it. They have no other purpose in the game. So you have to kind of figure out whether you want to be bothered with that to begin with. Now, in terms of your actual stages, of course, from the beginning of Yama's Abyss, the important thing was to reach and complete stage 40, which we have recently done. But with that being said, again, I'm going to go back and give y'all all the ins and outs for getting through all of the stages up to that point. That was the whole purpose of this series. But so we're going to go ahead and start off with stage 21 and go ahead and blitz this one. As I will be using Valda, I can use any character if someone suggests, but again, for the most part, I'm going to be using Valda. So let's go ahead and get into it. And it's as simple as just pressing start here. There are a few different builds that I could choose from. I'm going to go with what is my current build at the moment. So right now I have an ice build. And when we come out of this match, I guess I'll go ahead and show those different builds. Actually, I think I can show them right now if I do it quickly. So I have 3 different main potential plans. The one to the left is more of a physical, like melee damage plan. The one in the center is an ice plan. The reason why the second one to the right is called Blue Light is because it's focused only around thunder. Not yellow thunder, but blue thunder. I'll explain more as we get further into that. Then if we look at our Soul Jades, I'm going to really quickly flip through here. This is my mainstay Thunder build. This is my maximum damage melee Thunder build. And then this is my Ice build, which is the one that we'll be using since we actually have the Ice potential selected here. There is also a bug in the game where you have to select whatever potential you're going to use before you load into this screen. If you do not, you cannot change it and it will not take effect properly in this screen. So pretty much it won't take effect in the game properly. Something else that is to be noted, after recent updates, ping in NARAKA has been terrible. So we may see different ping spikes and fluctuations that may happen throughout this entire time. On these lower levels, it's no big deal, but for the higher levels, that could end your run, just keeping it 100. Now, this is something that is new. So after recent updates, they've added a preparation stage. So you can pick any of these 3 anima rings. if you had the kind of like my Blue Thunder or Blue Light build that I mentioned a second ago, you would be picking this one, because the one on the left here is Enhanced Thunderbolt. If you have an Ice build, you obviously pick the Ice one in the center, and if you have a Thunder build, Yellow Thunder, specifically Divine Thunder, you would pick the one on the right here. Since we have an Ice build, pretty straightforward, we're going to go with the Ice one. So let's go ahead and get into this. Because of the way that my Ice build is set up, again, it's all primarily Ice damage. But because this is a lower stage, see, we're going to be doing a ton of damage anyway. Hey, what's up, Heavy Cake? Alright. We actually managed to somehow dodge the majority of that craziness. Somehow. And we're going to go ahead and counter him, and then just kind of walk these guys out of here. So these guys have ice axes, which is problematic. It's not a game ender, but we definitely can't get caught in the majority of the ice axes. The only way to resist them is to be in a state of gold focus when they're thrown. So that's the part that you have to remember here. And then we just dodge in and out as we're waiting for this to run out. This guy's trying to get in, we're just going to knock him back out. And, oh, we have a bomber. Kill him. And then we just wait. Kill him. Look, not dealing with that. See, they're making this hard for me to go ahead and get the last of them out of here. There we go. Just trying to delay us. Okay, so as I said, I have an ice build right now. So there's a few different ways to do this. I'm not worried about collections. I'm going to just pick whatever. So at this point, I'll probably pick Sub-Zero sealed. I'm not really worried about being frozen either. That's one of the new Soul Jades. You get a 50% boost in attack as long as your, 20% boost as long as your health is above 50%. But you can get frozen. So you just have to be really careful as to not getting frozen. We'll get rid of him. I know that those guys are shooting poison stuff at me, but I want the mage out first. Then I can deal with these guys.
Aim for the queen, better not miss.
So the only thing about the musket, it can be a little annoying to sit there and then do the whole shooting mechanic with it. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of swing myself at this one. I'll just wait for the other grapple. I'll buy another one later.
Better not miss.
So we're done with that. We'll pick Elemental Fragility. The reason is because that allows the ice damage to stack every time we use it. Again, since this is an element build, we're speccing entirely into ice damage. So in that way, whenever we get the ice to pop off from hitting an enemy, it's an immediately damaging thing. Up. Definitely have to respect the bombers, because they can kill us very quickly.
Aim for the queen, better not miss.
Alright. So they're done. We will also grab this enhanced element damage.
Armor restored.
There's no armor penalties on this. If you go past, like, I would say stage 38 or so, I believe, if I remember correctly, there's armor penalties. You do not get as much healing when you use armor, which again is crazy. Like, health and armor is limited in terms of effectiveness. So this is nice, but we now have to be careful because we don't have a good way to turn off the damage, like the freeze quotient from Sub-Zero Seal. So we're just going to grab Successive Ice Blast. Never, I repeat, never. This is a hint for everybody. You can have Successive Ice Blast and Depth Blast. You can have Successive Ice Blast Sub-Zero. You can have Depth Blast and Sub-Zero. But never under any circumstances do you combine these three, because you will wind up freezing pretty much instantly every time you do an attack. It is, unless you build a very specific type of build, you will wind up stuck in ice every single time. We don't need any of the other stuff, really.
Once more.
I'm going to wait to deal with Carved Jades, just because of the fact that I kind of want to save my money. I'm going to wait also for a curse box, hopefully. On the lower levels, I don't care too much about the curse. So let's go ahead and get this done. Also, from my point of view, I would say that Successive Ice Blast is more important than Depth Blast. I'm sure there are people who would probably disagree, I was kind of stuck already going in on that combo, unfortunately. I hate the fact that she doesn't really step as far forward when using certain attacks like that. Parried early. Alright. See, that was the parry that I was supposed to have from the beginning. Normally I would use my Astral Aegis as the main attack, but I can't really do that in this scenario, and the reason is simple. My current build that I'm using
X marks the
at
spot.
the moment, we're going to get that elemental resonance going,
Watertight once
but my
more.
current build is one where my Astral Aegis, this does Astral Aegis damage. If I was running a Hone Tyranny build, however, it would only be using, like, doing pure damage. So that's why instead of me using that attack once I kind of like have the boss stunned, I just switch to doing something else. So of course this is again that downside of Sub-Zero Seal, right?
So, this is mine. You're just...
Unfortunately with the musket, this kind of sucks. Like there's not really a way to make this easier.
Better not miss.
I can do dodge shoot like that, but the only thing is my dodge shooting is still only okay. It's not good enough to just rely on it fundamentally.
Typical.
So this part, I kind of always am just okay with the idea of taking the L. On higher difficulties, I would probably use my ult, but I feel like it's a pointless waste to do that right now. Alright, so we're done with that. None of these really look good, so I'm just going to skip that and save the money.
Now this is a weapon.
Let's just raise health. There's no point in doing an armor repair right now. Okay, lots of flyers. We'll deal with that in a second. Oh, we need to take care of that mage immediately. Alright. And see, that's the beauty of that successive ice blast.
So, this is mine. You're just sinking.
See, that's when to use the dodge. The dodge is only really to reposition so that you can shoot faster and to also dodge an attack that you see coming in. That's really when the dodge is supposed to be used. So we're gonna pick rolling with it.
Now this is a weapon.
I'm gonna be honest, we're just gonna take the High Omen stage. It's whatever right now. On this difficulty level, this is not gonna be able to put us down. So we might as well run with it. Now this is impassable. Impassable is problematic at your higher levels for sure. Now this sucks. This is annoying. Yeah, this is annoying. Because right at the moment when I needed my thing to work, I wasn't able to like do anything because I was basically again fundamentally frozen. But hey, I'm gonna hand those L's back to him. Alright. So let's see here. None of this is good. At least not for the build we currently have. So we'll just walk away with the money. Now my hope with this refresh, since I picked up Sub-Zero, what you tend to hope for at this point is for something known as either Ice Break or Diffuse Thaw. Unfortunately, we did not have that kind of luck. So what I will do instead is that, of course, here we have a few different things, right? I'm going to take, because it has an Ice Blast boost, I'm going to take Spring's Call, and I'm going to take Long Handle Weapon Sap so that I get health back. We'll go ahead and spend a little bit on this. We are still going to open the Cursed Chest, but we'll come back to it. This one is important. I want my decay rates to go down. Like I want, because that helps balance out the decay rise from Sub-Zero. So that is actually very useful in this case. Normally, if I were saying this to new players, you should probably use the items right here, one of these boosts. I'm not going to, but again, as a reference for y'all, that would be a good idea.
Watertight once more.
I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of armor up. Let me see how many I can afford.
Watertight once more.
Alright. And we're still opening. Now let's see how much money we got from it. It's a ranged thunder. Ranged thunder is kind of useless. It doesn't, it's not a bad curse, so we didn't really get much from it. So, oh, let me go ahead and buy some grappling hooks though. Alright, now let's move. I do not remember bosses for this set of levels. Oh, okay, it's martial artist guy.
Cry havoc and let loose the sea dogs of war.
Nope. Nope.
Praise colors.
Time.
Let them know.
The thing is, he starts moving all over the place. Should be able to get one more. Never mind. I was hoping we could get another ice situation going, but we were not lucky enough to do so. It's okay though. I'm hoping I can bring him down before I get frozen, but I'm not sure. Oh, that was weird. I did not expect him to kind of get... So I thought he was going to do a follow-up. Normally when you... Normally with the big dude, when you parry him the first time, he's going to do a follow-up. I may be getting used to the higher levels too much though. I don't know, because on the higher levels he definitely will always do a follow-up. He will try to obliterate you off of that initial counter. And here we go again with the sucky part. I was in the cold wind, so I guess I should take the L. I'm just gonna stop him from doing that foolishness beforehand.
Aim for the queen. Better not miss.
See, this is the beauty of that spear technique. You can come from behind and basically do the L on people, right? And so that way enemies can't see you. We'll get rid of them next. I overshot my landing a tiny bit, but it worked out.
Told you, this is my world. You're just sinking in it.
So, we're gonna save this since there's really no point in spending it just yet. That 20% will be beneficial, but it'll only make sense to use it in the boss wave. This mess again.
Told you, this is my world. You're just sinking in it.
Or must be people like myself, just have to kind of make it work.
Now this is
Yeah, I was about to say, that's gonna hit me. Unfortunately, I had to stop and repair at some point.
Told you, this is my world. You're just sinking in it.
Now, again, on a upper difficulty, I would be more focused on the not taking the damage part
Now this is
and less on the killing part. Because on higher difficulty, these guys they get a lot more accurate. So to be honest, it's very deadly to take damage from them at higher difficulty. You just wouldn't risk it.
Typical.
Alright, we'll go High Omen. So this is a survive level, but since we're who we are, we're gonna thrive here, not just survive, right? Because normally, again, the idea here is to just manage to survive the assault for a set period of time. But we're here to literally beast mode everything. My man could not aim, apparently.
Aim for the queen. Better not miss.
So the reason that I did that cancel is so that I could get closer and change my distance to my opponents. That's the whole reason.
This is mine. You're just sick.
And now that time is running out, my focus is to just kill as many of them as possible right before that time ran out. Okay, so we have a box. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to totally skip the box right there, and we're going to go and get this last omen out of this, last chest, you know, animal ring possibility out of this one, right?
Told you, this is my world. You're just sick.
I do not worry about chasing down the dudes like the little bomber guys. I ignore them normally. You'd be better off spending that energy and time on killing the actual mages, because they're the ones who create all the other problems, right? Remember that for every character, your astral aegis attacks automatically stop them from doing things. So that's your best bet, is to use those to your advantage. So see, this is another example where I would love to grab one of these, but they're basically all useless for me, except maybe Yushan's Shadows. If I get frozen, I can use this to my advantage, so we'll pick that one up. This one, useful, elemental conversion. We get a damage increase on principle. And now let's do a refresh, right? Let's see what we have waiting for us. So, Reawakening does us no real good, but at the end of the day, we do get nice blast damage increase, and that is the important part. So we'll pick that. Now that we're at the end mode, like last boss really, we'll go ahead and grab this. And then we'll use these to boost our stats even further. There's no point in picking up Elemental Confluence. Elemental Confluence is for thunder builds only. I guess unless you just love being frozen, and maybe you're using the honed escape method, which is I think honed frost, which will allow you to not get frozen like this whenever you're honed. If you're not doing that, then there is literally no point in ever having an Elemental Confluence for a frostbite build, because you'll just be constantly frozen, and on higher difficulties you will be killed immediately every single time. Let's see here. We'll continue to grab Elemental Fragility, and we'll also grab Elemental Erosion because we can.
Armor restored. Set sail.
And just for the sake of completeness, you know, I've restocked on armor. We won't really need it, but I did it. So let's go ahead and get this done. This will be probably very quick considering everything that I added to my character. Yep. Just gonna dodge that. He already lost his tail off of that alone. That's how crazy elemental damage is with that. He lost something. He definitely took serious pain from that. And at this level, he's only using base attacks, really. Like basic stuff like tail slam, you know, his general running stuff, all that mess. Like, look at that damage. Crescent slam would make this even easier. See, we're literally knocking the pieces off of him. It's a shame. Nope. I mean, it's got. Oh, I missed the parry on that. He should have actually launched faster. That was kind of weird. Oh, he did the water thing too. Gotta do hydro pump. But yeah, that was interesting. Because normally when he does the gear up for the vertical tail swipe, it's faster. But that may be also, again, I think I'm used to the timings now at the higher levels. Because at the higher levels, there's like no real delay. The enemies are literally tossing abilities as fast as they possibly can. But so let's go ahead and yeah, we're done with that. It is crazy to see this because you can tell this is the lower difficulty. At the higher ones, you literally have to do like 2 million something in damage just to beat a level. So let's go ahead, we'll keep moving. This is really straightforward. I'm probably going to burn the soul jades just so that we can move to the next one. We'll go ahead and set it to stage 22, but I will need to burn the soul jades. So we're just going to go in here to campaign, because otherwise I'll run out of space really quickly, right? So we'll just burn the soul jades right here. See, because of their level, they literally did pretty much nothing to my character. The inventory addition is always going to be these. You earn quench crystals for every single level completed. So let's also go in here really quickly. I might have fulfilled something. Yeah, see, I had 2 challenges in the Soul Awakening, so those are done now. And I'm going to really quickly check the shop. Okay, I don't have enough coins yet for this. I'll probably buy. I try to buy everything in the shop event section when I can. Okay, so let's go ahead and start stage 22 without delay. I'm still going to stick to my ice build, and I will explain why. So I have played multiple modes now, you know, campaign at very high levels, right?
They call me Queen
and
of the
what I have
Sea.
come to realize is that the ice build tends to be the most functional build that you can come up with seemingly in almost any situation. The thunder build is not only a luck-based build, but it also damages you if you don't have all the pieces. You gotta have thunder pull, you gotta have thunder counter, and you have to know when to deal with what. Versus with the lightning, well, sorry, not the lightning, but the ice build, there's no real damage problem except you getting frozen, and as long as you build properly, you should never get frozen. So there's really no drawback almost to the ice build. So that's why I generally go with ice at all times. Again, I'm sure a lot of people would be more focused toward thunder because of the DPS, but to me ice just works out better. Okay, so we do actually have enemies on the ground. I'm going to deal with the ground enemies first. You never know if they're going to parry you on that attack, if it's parrying enemies, so I sometimes will just kind of direct that focus attack away. We'll go ahead and kill them. We killed those 2. That makes our job easy.
Told you, this is my world.
I'm still trying to
You're
get better
just
with the
sinking.
dodge and shoot sometimes if the enemy is like flowing away from me in the air. That one can be problematic. We'll just save our money. There's nothing useful in that list.
Now this is a weapon.
Actually, I'll save on the repair. You know, who knows? Repair kits might have more value than that. Alright. Let's take out the bombers first, because they're the kind of the biggest threat. And if you can't take out a bomber, then just take a whole bunch of space. Then you decide to start your attack after you've kind of gotten rid of the main threat there. Always take a bit of extra space before you go for moves like this one, so that way when you come back in, you're not threatening your life kind of by getting hit by the big dudes. It's not as important at this difficulty level, but if you are not smart about it at a higher difficulty level, you will die. You are guaranteed to die. Okay, so because we're running an ice build, anything that gives us an ice blast boost is more useful. Now, because we are not worried about collections, because at this level, honestly, you don't have to worry too much about damage, we can try and do Russian roulette with this little thing here. Obviously, we failed at Russian roulette. We had terrible Russian roulette for everything. I should have just gone with the one on the first section. So, in actuality, I'll just have it give us that money back. And also, what I will say is, I'm playing around right now. If you're seriously running this, and this, like, you're trying to get past these stages, right? Like, this is your first time running these stages. Do not waste your rerolls. Your rerolls should only be used in the boss room. Only. Because that's the only time you're guaranteed to get gold for your rerolls. So that's just one of those little tidbits to keep in mind.
Told you, this is mine. You're just sinking it.
So we'll go ahead and grab rolling in it, and then we'll go to this first shop level. Now, if you're lucky, you're going to have something useful in this first chest. If we're lucky. We may not be, but we'll see. So we don't have anything too great. We just have Sub-Zero Seal, which I'll take. Ooh, now see, if you want to be crazy, then you could take Backfire here. But the thing is that you're going to take, for every amount of damage that you deal, you will lose health. That is, you're crazy. So we're not going to pick that one 9 times out of 10. We're going to pick something that's a little bit easier. We could pick up Diffuse Concentrate, but we just don't need it right now. So instead I'm going to put the time and energy into more of these. We have a box. So the second that you have a Smugs, you stop all shopping. A Smugs is a smuggler's box. The second you have a Smugs, you stop all shopping. You immediately drop into the boss room and you put down that sucker. Now let's go ahead and fight homeboy. I mean, I could sit there and look through it, but I don't need it because I know we're going to be doing enough damage on our own if we don't do anything like that. Okay, I should have gotten that parry. I got cheated on that. I did not appreciate the cheat. We're gonna back off on him a little bit. Oh, he's not gonna do the follow-up. Right there, normally you would have done a slam. That's crazy. Basically killed him with just, you know, a few attacks here and there and some ult. So we're done with this now. These are all useless. And in this case, you can get a few different ones. We're going to go with the refresh right there. Well, the 15,000 coin boost. Now what we're going to do, we're going to re-roll this box, right? And then see what we get. We'll take this because it has an Ice Blast damage boost. And we'll take this one for the Ice Blast damage boost. Honestly, everything I'm seeing here kind of sucks. Now, I did not know I was going to get Soul Drawing. If I had known I was going to get Soul Drawing, I would have picked Backfire earlier. Why? Because Soul Drawing is the perfect counter to Backfire's problems. But it is what it is. We're here now. We work with what we have, right? So, we'll go ahead. We grab this. We grab this. Oh, wait, what was that? Nice, Elemental Resonance. So we're going to pick that up. Spend some more money. No. Yes. And yes. That now makes us rich. Because that special offer lowers the cost of everything. So now we can kind of go crazy in terms of what we pick. Now we're going to take this to offset the Sub-Zero Seal. I already explained what that does last time. And then we'll go ahead and see what's in here. And I see nothing else of value.
Watertight once more.
Now, we're going to act like this was a hard stage. In a hard stage, you should do this. You should go ahead, take out the remaining weapon repair kits. This should be your loadout. What you see over here in this item bag should be your loadout every single time. You have at least 12 armor powders, and you have at least 3 healing berries. I mean, not 3 healing berries, 3 sets of healing berries. So then that's going to add up to approximately 6 of these guys that you can spend. And then in addition to that, you're going to have your 4 weapon repair kits, and at least always a set of grappling hooks. Now let's run it. So again, there's no reason for us to be afraid of anything, so we're just going to hit these omens. Is this a... Yes, it is. I hate these levels.
Aim for the queen.
So you gotta get rid of the flying fools first.
She's broken to fire properly.
And then there's a bunch of these guys getting all in my way right now.
Cry havoc and let loose the
Kill
sea
them.
dogs of war.
Now, I'm gonna step out really fast. I figured that they might hit the poison.
Aim for the queen. Better not miss.
There's also a mage who's summoning stuff, unfortunately. And remember that these guys, they have to be dead for you to even be able to fill the circle. It's flipping stupid. I will never understand it. I will be submitting a complaint to NARAKA because of the fact that that is dumb to me. They have to be dead for you to be able to actually fill the circle, but they can fly. Like, someone please tell me the logic, because it's really has zero logic.
This is mine. You're
So it basically turns into a match of run around, hope, hope, run around, hope, hope, which is stupid. So, we're not going to win this until this dude dies, because he's annoying as heck.
Aim for the queen, or not miss.
And I do have to actually sit here and refill my health as well. It takes so long to kill him as well. See, now we have one spawned over here. So that's why I'm saying it's stupid. And this is at a lower difficulty, mind you. Heaven forbid we were actually playing on like a higher difficulty, because it would be impossible. It's literally the dumbest thing on the planet. So yeah, again, this will be getting submitted eventually. Like, I'm going to submit this to the NARAKA devs and call them total idiots for having ever created this type of situation. Those guys should not be able to stop a circle from filling. It's sheer insanity.
Watertight once more.
So we're done with that. And let's keep moving. Now, this is a lower level. We can make up that time on a lower level. But the type of time that we wasted just now on a higher level, oh, your run's over. Your run is totally over dealing with BS that should have never happened. Which, that's where I have a problem. Unfortunately, we don't have a high damage ice technique yet. If we had Crescent Slam ice wielding, this would be a lot easier. But since we don't have that, we have to just go
Aim for the queen, better not miss.
And so in those moments, the 1.5 that you see me doing there, the 1.5 charge, is your best method for putting out a ton of damage. Alright, let's do this Red Omen one. Oh, and of course I get frozen. Yay.
Better not miss.
And that is a perfect example of a rubber band. Because the thing is that he appeared to be going in the opposite direction before launching that attack. Somehow I got caught into it.
This is my world. You're
So here, it's just a diffuse. You notice that as well, I hope, too, right? So that was a straight-on attack that I somehow passed through the body of the opponent. So that's one of those interesting things where, you know, like I was actually talking on the Reddit earlier today, where people asked me about NARAKA, and it's like, well, I don't know if I could recommend you joining it at its current state. NARAKA has a ton of issues right now in terms of things that just should not be happening. And it's literally, it can only be because of lazy development. Like, I'm gonna just call it like I see it. That's like also what just happened there, right? Pop in, load in. So, it is what it is. I'm sure a lot of folks get mad at me for saying that. I don't really care. It's a problem, and it should be dealt with. So, let's go ahead and we'll continue to grab rings, enhance. I'll start moving into a yin-yang build only after, well actually we'll pick Resurgence. Resurgence is really useful, especially at the higher difficulties for destroying astral ages. you will not be able to destroy Astral Aegis on your own with your general setup at the higher levels, so you might as well take it. This one right here is a must for Frostbite, because if you get frozen, you don't die instantly when getting hit from it. Haze Corruption is also great too. I did that hoping that I'll see Fragility again later. I'll get Dampen just to make sure that Sub-Zero Seal doesn't matter. And then we'll run with what we currently have. Yeah, so we should be good to go. So this way, if I get frozen, the damage that I'll take will be minimal, if not almost completely non-existent. Alright. Now, reason I did this, I'm about to wind up freezing. So I'll just use my ult to protect me from freeze. Now look at that, look at that. Somehow I'm not attacking the boss that entire time. It's actually just whiffing through the boss. Finally. I am glad that the annoyance is dead, which is that powerful foe thing. Now I tried to step back and defuse. I don't even know what happened there, because I didn't know that I'd be able to do the defuse counter, which is why I canceled all of that. Also, what I did there would only work for this level of difficulty. Do not try to go for the extended combo at higher levels. You will get yourself killed. Alright. Since all of these don't really build into my build well, Wealth Confluence is not great. It's okay. And in this case, we'll take it because it just doesn't really matter, but it's not great. So at a higher difficulty level, I would recommend just taking the money instead of trying to get Wealth Confluence.
So, this is mine. You're just
So we have the random enemy over there. I'm going to kind of ignore him for now, unless I have to deal with him. Right now, again, he's just kind of an annoyance. The goal is to catch him like that, where you kind of catch him in an attack. You have to make sure that he doesn't have an opportunity to parry you. That attack was actually kind of risky. I had confidence that he wouldn't choose to parry it, but you know, that could have changed, right? At any point in time, he could have changed his direction on that. So we'll pick Guardian. Thunderproof doesn't really give us a benefit because I'm not using a Thunder build. So we'll pick Guardian for the extra Ice Blast damage. And let's keep moving. The whole idea is to stack your elemental damage until it's doing as much as possible. That is always your focus in this because when it hits, it might take a while to hit, but when it hits, it'll do an insane amount of damage. Now I will be honest, I don't know when we picked up a Thunder ability. Truthfully, I do not remember what we actually did. Must have actually broken my armor there. Great.
Aim for the queen, better not miss.
That's where gold focus becomes very handy. Now notice that. I literally got stuck on air right there. Notice that again. I'm taking a clip of it too. But I got stuck on literal air. And so that's again why I'm saying it's like that kind of stuff happens in this, again, low difficulty, low diff. That happens on here in this moment, I'm not too mad about it. It's stupid, but I'm not too mad about it. But that happens in higher difficulty, oh, I'm furious. Because the thing is that you just cost me a run. Off some dumb stuff. So that's why I'm saying there's a lot that this game still has to refine. And it's crazy because it was refined before the recent update. They turned the game into trash somehow. I don't understand how the devs managed to do it, but they magically did it. So we'll go ahead and go after this guy. And see, there's a damage threshold that if you consistently meet that damage threshold when you hit an enemy, the attack will always do a certain amount of damage. So that's what you're trying to hit at all times, is that damage threshold.
Aim for the queen, better not miss.
So let's see, we'll go ahead and take the money. And since we don't have a smugs, we'll just go into this this chest room. So let's go ahead and pick whatever we have in here. We'll do a refresh. Finally, we get successive ice blast. This is actually beautiful. It's gonna make everything more powerful. And then we'll get Spring's Call. So now we should have enough ice blast damage. This is another dumb thing, right? I can barely ever get into the soul jade thing. I have to come over here, then go over. Makes 0 sense. So we now have enough ice blast damage where we are roughly, I can guarantee right now that we are above 100. That would be 120. But really we should be closer to around 150% roughly speaking in terms of our ice damage, just based off of these 6 soul jades. Then you got to add that to our actual potential setup, right? So we're maxed out. We're dealing freeze damage that's just insane at this point. So now what we want to do is come here and we can stack onto that. So let's go ahead. We'll add a little bit of that yang power. We'll skip this, do the Frostbite Fortitude. Again, you never grab Elemental Confluence with a freeze build unless you have a very, very, very good reason. We're going to ignore the other stuff, go back in. We'll grab Might since it's there and it wants to keep showing itself. We really didn't need it. Elemental damage is better, but hey, we're here. And we'll grab the Yang Decay Eroding since it's here as well. And now we'll just go ahead and fill up our armor. Alright, let's get it. This should take almost no time because of how over the top our build is right now. So let's see, we're fighting. Oh, it's this guy.
Loose the sea dogs of war.
Yep. We'll parry that first one. See, that's why I'm saying this cannot be high difficulty because he's supposed to be following up on that. Yeah, that was what I expected him to do initially. Yep, there we go. He just triggered that ice. We'll hit him with the fuse. He missed. Oh, he's literally going on a rampage somewhere else. Go ahead and hit him again. Now I could use my ult, which I probably will in effect. Yeah, that's crazy. No follow-up. Okay, and now he's following in the wrong direction. That's wild. Nope. Nope. I'm not even gonna use that. Ult. Because now we can do ult direct damage. Oh, have a great one, baby Kate.
No! How could this be?
How's it been going? I don't know if you're on NARAKA yet. I'm kind of still working through the stream right now. But yeah, so that's that. We're finally hitting 1,000,000 damage. So, you know, that's good to see, right? Quote unquote. We're now hitting 1,000,000. So let's go ahead. I didn't even mean to refresh that. My bad. Okay, so I'm just checking to see what's in the inventory really fast. We gotta burn the soul jades and then we'll go to the next one. I do actually want to take a second, now that I just remembered, to explain my potential builds. So let's actually look at that really quickly. We'll pick that up. I won't go to the inventory thing to show it right now. Okay, so let's actually look at the potential builds and understand why they're made the way that they're made. So this one is basically more focused into the green tree. This would be more for like your straight melee damage combined with a thunder build. Reason is because everything is about building your elemental accumulations while actually fighting, and making sure that you stay in hone status as much as possible, specifically based off of the Aegis Break Martial skill and the use of Divine Thunder Frost and Hone Judgment to be able to improve the damage that you get from your Divine Thunder and stay in honed while using it. So this is basically the Thunder focus. This is Blue Light. This one is focused around normal Thunder, not Divine Thunder. So with this one, everything is about being able to call down as many Thunderbolts as possible for as long as possible when fighting any enemy. That is what this Blue Light build is for. Then we have the Ice build, which is the one that we're maining right now. The Ice build is again all focused, which is really another way that you might see it in the forums. It's going to be called the Hone Darkness build. The whole idea is to focus specifically on calling down and hitting people with Ice Blast. That is the whole point, being able to chain the Ice Blast, boosting the damage, everything else. That is the whole idea behind this build. The Ice build is single-handedly one of the most powerful builds that you could ever run in the game. I guarantee it. Now, next thing, let's go in the event center really quickly. I don't see... Oh, I guess I did somehow complete another little thing there. That's awesome. And because we have 35 of these, let's just go ahead and we'll take this off the table right here. Right, there we go. And we have how much left? We have 15, so we can go ahead and we can take all of these off the table as well. So now I just need to earn enough to be able to get the remainders. They're down here. Cool, right? Now, let's go ahead and refocus. We will be going back in to this area to do stage 23. Let me see. There is one thing that I wanted to check, though. I think it's the Soul Awakening one. So I have to do 20,000 damage with a katana or a hing sword, right? Show y'all a cool little trick. So go ahead, select a hero that works for that. That's going to be Kurumi since she's in Showdown, right? And we're going to use her for stage 23, and I promise that that will take care of our damage requirements. Give me, what I'm going to do is actually, we'll go ahead and load into this, and I'm going to grab something really quickly.
果树银花合，星桥铁锁开。
Alright, I am back. We're gonna go ahead. Oh, wait a minute.
轻舟已过万重山，
Let's see.
快出发吧！
I think. Ooh, I think this one, but maybe the different Soul Jades collection. Oh well, we're here now. I didn't pay attention to that. I think that I should have probably run a Hone build, a Hone Darkness build for her potential. That's the other thing, you have to constantly match the soul jades to the build chosen. But we shall be fine. There are many ways to pivot. So what we'll do is, I think I'm running a thunder build at the moment. So we're going to go ahead and switch thunder. At this lower level, it doesn't matter anyway, to be honest. You can run almost any build and we can just fine at this level.
葡萄要上了，
As you can see, the damage being done.
不过是华灵玩家。
I'm going to go ahead and get that behind. We'll go ahead and dodge the lightning bolt.
不过是华灵玩家。
I meant to hit this guy, but that's okay. Okay, he's dead. And they're dead. So let's go ahead. Again, we're going to build around the idea of a thunder build. Alright. Let me see who we're dealing with here. Let's start with this guy. That's funny. You notice my range wasn't right for the attack. We're also being violent in this area, so that's just something to keep in mind. I like to use her actual Aegis ability to keep the enemy bouncing so that they never get the opportunity to do anything. It's kind of one of the beautiful things about the build, right? Now I want to see who all I'm fighting. We'll go ahead.
看我，剑光照空，天自闭。
Kill him.
复苏之风在吹。
Kill him. And since we picked the thunder build, we'll keep moving. I actually should probably just use her double charge attacks. I'm so used to using Valda. Let me go ahead and actually kind of play Karumi probably a little bit better. So let's see if we can get a bit of a
不过是
location.
华灵玩家。
No. You think that that would actually catch him off the rip?
看我，剑光照空，天自闭。
I'll just switch to using console only for this kind of stuff. Alright, let me see if I can do this right. There we go. That's how it's supposed to work.
看我，剑光照空，天自闭。
And there we go. So we'll pick rolling in it. Initially I'm going to pick that because I don't know if I'm going to see the other pieces of the build. So I saw Thunder when I really should have paid more attention to my soul jades, but I saw Thunder coming in, so I'm pretty sure that means, well, actually, I mean, there's a few different ways we could run this then, but I'm still going to stick with Thunder for what it's worth, because everything looks like currently we have a Thunder build equipped from what I saw, so we're going to go with Thunder. So let me go ahead and do something else here. Alright, we're now fully set up in that regard. Ooh, nice. We get special offer from the beginning. That's beautiful. And we get rolling in it, so now we're rich. Get the contract quest boost. I'll grab that one. For now, I won't say we'll get Elemental Confluence because we just don't know if it's actually going to come in handy yet. And I would say that for the rest of it, it's just better to save the money. Nice. We now have a box as well, so we'll just go ahead and go straight in. I have Kurumi's ult, so there's literally no reason. There's pretty much, if you have an ult ready to use, there's pretty much zero reason to ever waste a heal before going into the boss section, right? I promised you the defuse. So the defuse should have actually worked there. I don't really know what happened there. Like I tried to activate the defuse and the defuse was like, nah, I'm not gonna give it to you. Alright. So we're done with that. We can go ahead and immediately do a refresh. And look, we have Thunder Counter, Thunder Pull. It's over with. This is over with. So let's see here. We'll go ahead. Now we want the elemental confluence. This is when you start to build more into a confluence build. And you want the enhanced element. I want the corruption because of how much damage it does with Yin Haze. Now I'll actually, because I have everything set up, now I'll spend the extra money to just go ahead and get the little boost. And let's keep moving. With Thunder Counter, Thunder Pull, this is pretty much just a run people over thing now. Because what I do not want to do is blindsided at 4 seconds on the clock at this point. Now it's at 0. Okay, now what we want to do, we want to look at this and see, is there anything that can raise Divine Thunder damage? And the answer is over here. We have a 20% increase on Divine Thunder damage. So I would say we gladly take that one. You could also try and refresh it and see what comes up. This one's not too bad, but doesn't really play well with what we were looking for. None of these do. So notice, every time I try a reroll, I get spited. I don't really understand why. I never can seem to get anything good. Because what I would have wanted was Katana Sap. That's what I really wanted. Katana Sap, also known as Single Edge Sap. So, I could do this different. But there's no point really in me using the long blast because it takes longer to charge. It just makes more sense to me to just slide in on close and do it this way.
天自毙。
The only time it sucks is when I can't get the full range like that. Okay, so nothing really useful there as well. I'll just
此必
really
是高人所言。
this. I could probably use her ult, but again, I only use Karumi's ult for emergencies and boss battles. Oh, okay. Well, actually,
看我，剑
so
光
it's
照
another
透
one
天
that
自
can
毙。
survive situations, right? But again, for us, it's when we don't thrive. Now, I'm trying to get myself kind
不
of
过是滑一滑。
carrying it forward like that. I kind of messed up the first parry. I still have to work on that sometimes. If I'm not being bombarded with other enemies, I'm good with the first parry.
不过
But
是
if
滑
I
一
have
滑
to。constantly worry about other enemies, I almost always lose. Alright. I'm gonna try and get some money out of this last big dude before time runs out.
不过是滑一滑。
Alright. Let's go ahead and go into the shop area. Okay. So let's go ahead. Oh, there's no way to refresh right now, so there's no point in focusing on that. Let's see. Elemental fragility is important. We'll grab the extra monetary boost. I'll go ahead and grab Yang Emergence. Again, I wouldn't focus. If you can pick element over Yang, always do. The yin yang thing is just great for getting past certain problems with astral ages. If you can pick element, you always pick element. So let's go ahead. We're running out of money. Elemental erosion. This is probably going to be the last pull. Yep. But see, this one is kind of. I don't really consider Yang Decay to be useful. All right, let's run it. I mean, we have no money anyway. So, all right, let's get this done. Oh, it's the blonde woman. Nope. No. So as you can see, that's just how kind of deadly that whole build really is. So yeah, we're basically done with Matron. Yeah, we just killed Matron of Yushan in how fast? Like, bro, that was literally just a run over. Like, it's done, just done. So yeah, now we'll go
好在有
ahead,
足。
really quickly armor up, and we just keep moving. And again, we use that was not damage from the boss, right? That was just because I should just fix my armor before going into the other area.
不过是滑一滑。
Oh, I thought it was one of the round over there. Unfortunately, I
看我，
figured there might not
剑
be
光
any
照透
enemy.
天自毙。 不过是滑一玩家。
So we're done there. None of this stuff is useful. katana sap would have been nice, but since I still haven't been able to find it, right? It's like, who cares? We just make it work.
华丽完成。
So that's the reason that I was trying to kind of, the whole reason that I was fighting like that, the whole time I was trying to create the right positioning and get him out instantly with the I just had to set him up right. That's why I kept running around like that. I pretty much was tracking based on what I could hear in terms of his position, and so that once I knew where he was, I could then just turn around and fire that entire blast of Divine Thunder and just take him out with one go. For me, especially when you get to the higher difficulties, I feel like this is a game that should be played kind of like you play chess, because that's really going to be the most effective way to fight. Now see, somehow we can't seem to get proper aim there. Now we can. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of stay on them. Now, where it is time for this. So annoying.
看我，剑光照空，天自闭。
I don't even know where the other ones are really. I think that the circle actually was helping kind of melt them, right?
不过是华能完成。
And so now I gotta get rid of these guys, right? And finally, we're good to go. Took long enough, right? Now let's go ahead. You could do Yin Yang Soul Seek, but we're definitely not gonna do that. We're already at the boss anyway. Yeah, and we don't have a Smugs, so we're going here. Alright. So let me go ahead and refresh. We'll see what we get. So see, now we have like successive ice blast and some other stuff in here. There's no real point in worrying about thunder damage. So we'll just go ahead, grab confluence, grab conversion, grab fragility, confluence again. So basically the idea is thunder damage all day, every day, no matter what day. And then we'll just grab that. And I guess just to say we're being safe, we'll grab that extra berry. Alright, it's big dude. Ow. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but my reticle's going weird. I really don't know, not to mention there's kind of like weird input lag, so I'm gonna go ahead and just try and get that reticle off. Apparently when you're 2-piece mode for the game, it'll create those kind of problems for you. Stupid, but it just kind of works out.
复苏之风可吹拂。
Ow. I'm a Kuromi, so I don't really care.
No! How could this be?
Alright. And we're done with that. Okay, so see, we actually did, technically speaking, less damage this round than the last one, but still overwhelming win. Now let me show you the fun part, right? So we go here. Remember I said how we had that challenge that we had to do the daily damage with? That's over with. That's done. Done in showdown. Easy. Alright. Now we'll go ahead. Let's see here. I'm just gonna check my inventory real fast. Okay. So I have a bunch of these different treasure bonuses and other stuff. Oh, we'll go ahead and turn that into tape, by the way. Let's do, let's see, this is a 10x, 20x. These are timed. Let's use this one. We'll use that 10 times XP one. And so that way, anytime I'm running missions, I'm still earning XP. That's the important part, right? Now let's go ahead and we'll go to 24. So let's grab. I'm gonna probably go back to Valda, to be honest. Again,
My father.
I don't really care and I favor Valda more so. So let me burn the soul jades that I just earned. Because as I said, if I don't, then those can fill up my soul jade pockets, which wouldn't be a fun situation. And then I don't have to worry too much about Valda's potential, because I already have all her builds the way that they're supposed to be, so I can just pick whatever build goes with whatever soul jade set. I don't know what that glitch was either that we saw just like just a second ago. But yeah, so this looks fine. So we'll go ahead and start it. And so this will be another ice build. And then I guess, you know, we can run a thunder build too, for the last one, just cause.
The answer is yes.
Alright, so everything looks good from what I can see. So we'll go ahead and load up. I can't wait for the weekly refresh to finish so that I can get my godlike badge back on. The Yama's Abyss badge to me just doesn't have the same flair. And then that, of course, is a different badge, which interestingly enough, I don't even think I have equipped right now, but that badge is the one that constantly shows up, which is my rank badge too. Alright, let's go ahead and get this done. So we'll pick ice, smooth.
Cry havoc and let loose
So
the
I
sea
would have
dogs
thought
of
that
war.
would trigger by ice.
So, this is mine. You're just sinking.
But I guess not. Focus armor keeps you from getting done, but you have to be enclosed to actually go through them without taking damage, and also without taking free effects as well. So it's important to know that distinction. Also, if you notice, I didn't really take damage there, even
Aim
though
for the
that one
queen.
exploded.
Better not
And
miss.
that's because if I'm still in focus armor, I'm not thrown backwards from it, right? So that is, again, another benefit. So we'll grab Yin Resurgence, because
Watertight
that one
once
is
more.
still useful for bosses. You combine that plus, if I remember correctly, it was Corruption, right? And if you combine those two, you can really do a ton of Aegis damage to the boss.
Told you, this is my world. You're
Take
just
out the
sinking.
mage. Mage always gets high priority. And the beautiful thing about the Astral Aegis attack is that it can stop the advanced.
Queen, better not miss.
However, in a situation where you're dealing with multiple bombers like that, I would just leave them.
Now this
We're
is
gonna
a
go
win.
ahead, prepare really quick.
Told you, this is my world. You're just sinking in it.
Alright. So it looks like we actually have several options here. So Thunder Pull, Thunder Counter, but of course we're not going to pick those. We're running an ice build, so we're going to grab Successive Ice Blast. Right now, Successive Ice Blast won't do a lot for us. And the reason is because we won't be triggering ice enough. We don't expect us to, for it to actually matter in the grand scheme of things. We're gonna let them kind of go. Again, I don't waste my energy or my time going after bombers every 3 seconds, so it's a waste. It's a total waste. Especially at higher difficulties, most of the time you're not going to be able to kill bombers with one hit. So why bother? Why even waste your energy attempting to kill the bombers? Go ahead and grab this long-handled weapon sap. That's a definite with the ice blast boost as well. Then we have this ice break here. So see, we already have a build coming together, right? If you see ice break, then now the aim is next time we see something, we're going for Sub-Zero seal. That's going to be the hopeful thing. Next time we see something, it's Sub-Zero seal. We should be pretty much good to go. I mean, we don't really have a choice. So let's just run it. Now, generally speaking, if you can go ult immediately, and that's even at the higher difficulties, you go ult immediately. So I'm gonna just set him up a bit. I did not expect to use that. Normally there's a combo move there. Now I should have been able to dodge that because I actually set myself up for the dodge there. But I actually went for the use but again, so he's about to throw that. See, notice the foolishness right there. Like the shift in position of the boss and all of it. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of the time they haven't really set up the game properly. It's kind of bad. Watch out. You can somehow manage to create a spin motion where that will somehow hit you from all over the place. Doesn't really make any sense, but it'll happen. So we'll go ahead and grab Elemental Resonance and we'll keep moving. Again, I could have done an immediate ult and just finish. I probably could have finished him a lot faster, but I'm working fighting techniques right now. So, okay. Alright, this is stage 4. This is impassable. And of course, you're gonna get tossed like that. So I'm just gonna do it this way.
Told you, this is my world. You're just sinking it.
Ah, shoot. See, buried early. That one was on time. Now, that shouldn't have happened. I tried to use a Astral Aegis attack there, but for some reason it didn't hold and release properly. It is what
X
it is,
marks the
though.
spot.
I'm not gonna call that an end of the world thing. So we could pick up Depths Blast as well, but I'm kind of trying to wait for a different one. I personally don't prefer Depths Blast. Well, you know what? Let's run it. Let's run it. And we just won't pick up Sub-Zero still. How about that? Because I generally don't run them both, so I kind of want to see how they're going to perform anyway. So let's do it. All right. See, now if I had Crescent playing,
Aim for the queen. Better not miss.
Yeah, like I'm not even triggering ice that quickly on that with that situation. So we'll have to see how this goes. I hope Depths Blast doesn't actually harm our ability to trigger properly. If it does, then I would say always succession in Sub-Zero, but we'll see.
Aim for the queen. Better not miss.
It's funny, we only technically have one of them here.
Aim for the queen. Better not miss.
Again, we're still not getting any kind of
is mine.
Where?
You're just simple.
Okay. So
X marks the
let's see what
spot.
we get. All of these are basically useless. I could have just saved my money. Let's get in here before those explode. They can still do damage. Alright. As I said before, we're not afraid of curses, especially not on this lower level. Let's refresh this. So we don't really have anything too crazy here. Now, this might be nuts, but I do kind of want to see how this one would work. I've never tried Frozen Blast. I'm probably insane right now, but I do want to see how this would work. And then these are kind of just whatever. They're in about the same boat, but we'll go with this. And then we'll grab this one. So, upon being attacked by an enemy, the rate of elemental debuff accumulation is reduced. Kind of like the sound of that, but I'm gonna come back to it. I think I'm fine with just that version. And oh, we're already out. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll run it. Now, I don't know. This might freeze me instantly. Just being honest. I don't know how this is gonna roll because I now have 3 ice stacking fifth level soul blades running on the same build. See, I realized that I diffused too early, but what did I do? I dodged out of it. Now I granted I didn't take that other one right just now. Now look at how much freeze damage that did though. Look. So 2 times and I'm frozen. That's insane. Thankfully I have Sap here to help brother out. See, I also have Ice Break. See what you're gonna do, buddy. At the higher levels, he would have definitely followed that up with a combo. And his follow-up step there is way slower. I'll grab Yin Yang Convulsion because I just don't really care. Alright. So yeah, I would say don't combine the 3. They do a ton of damage as you can see, but I would honestly suggest not combining them. Because if you wind up dying, it will be a very suspect die, right? Fighting enemies, this whole thing is usually like that. So I can get my armor drained very quickly here. Just that this is a less dangerous area. They can still do a ton of damage to me, but as you can see, they're still pelting the crap out of me. Alright? So I'm just gonna go ahead, duck and diving, clear my armor.
Told you, this is mine. You're
And then just run away. But yeah, I could have been doing way more damage to these guys than Fighting Blast or something, and none of the other stuff. So definitely for anyone else who's gonna run this, you can put together maybe Successive and Frozen, or Successive and Depths, but don't put together Successive Depths and Frozen. It is
watertight once more.
And especially on a higher difficulty, I'd be dead right now. Guaranteed. Higher difficulty, I'd be dead. And I would be stuck dying repeatedly until the run would end, because there would be no way to offset the death level
Told you, this is mine. You're deceived. Aim for the queen, better not miss.
Once you know the secret behind Impassable, it's really not that bad as long as you know how to go about it. The secret behind Impassable, of course, is destroy the astral aegis of the enemies, then kill them. It's just that simple. But you just have to get it done. So the only way to do that is with good parry skill. That's it. Especially to talk about doing it quickly, right?
This is mine.
See, here's what I mean. I'm
You're
literally
just
frozen off grid. See, two enemies are already basically frozen. So that's the only problem with this, right? I'm literally frozen every time. I'll pretty much just killing one or two enemies. So my goal right now would probably be to buy any set of blades to get this one, to get one of these off. That's going to be my goal. And to be honest, because I'm not really a fan of the depths, I'm probably going to get rid of depths. So, okay, we actually do have the smugs, so we might as well just go ahead and run this next one. I can at least survive, right? Long enough to get it done, so yeah. And it's protect the spirit altar.
Aim for the queen, better not miss.
Okay, doesn't seem to be any super worrisome opponents off top. And I'm frozen.
Told you.
And that's what happens when you create builds like this. Okay. Being frozen. Beautiful thing is I have saddles, so I can always come back to the end.
Aim for the queen, better not miss.
Otherwise, I definitely would not recommend this. See, I'm literally getting frozen off the slightest attack time. Because I get frozen with every ice hit. So if I knock an enemy into a set of enemies and it does ice damage, I'm getting frozen.
Aim for the queen, better not miss.
Or at least I'm building is like a total amount of ice damage based around that concept. So let's go ahead and get that in. So see, this is where we're going to refresh. And we'll see what we can put in its place. So let's look at this. Let's look at this and really look at each of these. So Ice Blast damage is increased by 25%. Cooldown is reduced by 33%. For Depth Blast, you have the 60%, but triggering it increases your Frostbite. So what I would suggest is that we just remove Depth Blast, because Depth Blast is the most dangerous one on this list. So now we look at each of these and we figure out which one would make the most sense. Yushan's Shadows makes the most sense, and we'll swap it out with Depth Blast, and now we're good to go. Now, we will go ahead and grab, let's do the Jades really quickly. Corruption, not necessary. We'll grab Yang Emergence because we have the opportunity. We might as well just stack stuff. Whoops. Yep, about to mess up. About to grab a Soul Jade by accident. Mess our lives all the way up. Alright. So we have a tiny bit of money left. Not much though. We'll be smart players, quote unquote, and just boost everything up. Now let's run it. Now I'm going gonna show, I'll demonstrate in here the perfect technique for using bolts. Ow. Perfect technique. I'll use it once the enemy is close. Like, a lot of people don't seem to understand that with Balda, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot use her ult only just for aim and parry. You literally get the enemy close where they've lost their ass for ages, so that you can deliver direct health damage. Now see on that, my controller decided to bust. And that should have been a proper defuse. But it is what it is.
Set sail.
When that happens to you, if you survive it, you just go ahead and step off for a second. And oh, he doesn't even know where he's hitting. Now that time though, that would have hit me and not pay attention to. So he quickly reached out his fool to hit me like he was supposed to. Not even gaining crossfight whatsoever. So we are literally damage numbers.
Anchors away.
I don't need to use my ult now.
More flesh, more souls.
Alright.
I need.
That was done. And I return to lobby after the end matches are done to shorten the time. Okay, so we're done with that. Really easy. And we'll go ahead and go in here to campaign. Again, we'll burn the soul jades. And now we'll go on to the next one, right? This should be our last one if I remember correctly. So we'll go ahead and do this one. And I think I said that for this we'll actually use a thunder build, right? So what I'm going to do is we'll go into our equipment. I'm just going to switch over to this one. And then we'll put together, we'll use the general potential plan right here. And there's a few different ways I could do this. Because we are stage 25, I personally want to, for once, actually run this one, but I will go back and change it myself later. I want to run a Hone Tyranny build just for the destructiveness. But in general, even at the higher levels, you wouldn't waste time with Hone Tyranny. You would probably go with a different. You would probably take that one potential point out of Hone Tyranny and just put it somewhere else. So that way you still have the astral benefit. Also, this only should be used for enemies, or should I say for characters. Hone Tyranny is only for characters who use multiple strike techniques. People like Valda, people like Feria, for example. I've never really tried it with Wei Shan, so I don't know how his really works with that, or Tumultuous. But yeah, people with your multi-strike ones. Those are the ones that makes the most sense to do an HT build or a Hone Tyranny build. Alright, so we said we're doing Thunder this time, right? So we're picking Thunder there. Let's keep moving. We'll run through this one real quick and then that'll be that. So, oh, this is Spirit Well one.
Cry havoc and let loose the sea dogs of war.
That's the difference with the Tyranny build. That I should have had that parry, to be honest.
Aim for the queen, better not miss.
Now it's going to give me the parry that I deserve to have all the time. So see, that is an example of an iframe dodge for a weapon. All I did was basically just dodge it, just zoom past it, and that's an example of one. So none of these are really useful. I'm sure I could probably play my luck for sap, but as we've seen this whole time, my luck has been trash, so I'm not even going to try it. We're just going to continue onward. Take the money and run.
Better not miss.
Let them explode.
Anchors away.
Ow. Only problem with dodging is you get full attack, right?
Told you, this is my world. You're just sinking it.
So let's keep going. Alright. Let's see. Okay, yep. Another spirit restoration. So this one is pretty straightforward. My suggestion is to just kill them all.
Told you, this is my world. You're just sinking it.
Normally speaking, if you have a situation like that and there's like these huge enemies, if you kill all the huge enemies, the circle will fill before they get a chance to respawn. Generally. There's been a few times where that hasn't been the case, but most of the
Armor
time,
restored.
in my
Set
experience,
sail.
that works. Alright, so let's go ahead, we'll run in here. Again, we're not afraid of curse, especially not on this level anyway. Crescent Slam is a must. The rest of these are useless. Annihilate Light is an interesting one, but we won't be using it on this run. We got a box. Decision's already been made for us. We shall immediately go after the boss. So we put down our box. We'll grab some extra money. And then we'll fight. I messed up the fuse there. I messed up the fuse there. Looks like I need work. We picked up Thunder Slam. Go ahead and use it. And with the
Praise colors. Get them no fear.
now, pick it up where he's not going anywhere quickly. Now, again, this is a waste of your time on higher levels. Do not use the old like this way to correct 2 health damage. But in a situation like this, it's not ridiculous. Yeah, I figured you might have me on that one. But you didn't have me on that one. Nope. Alright, let's see what he dropped. I am going to go in the direction of Elemental Confluence, presuming that we're going to get something useful. Then we're going to actually, because we're running a Hone Tyranny build, I will actually enhance the strength of my attacks there. And we're
X
going
marks
to play
the
a little bit
spot.
of Russian roulette and see what we can get out of here. Manage to get a bit more in terms of coinage, and let's flip it. So we do the refresh, we get Thunder Counter. I don't see Thunder Pull yet, unfortunately, so we'll just have to make it work. Let's go ahead and grab this for now. So we'll enhance Common Strikes a bit more. Because again, since we're running Hone Tyranny, and this is a level where it's low enough for that to work, it's fine to use it. I would not use it in any other situation. Interestingly enough, we've gotten another one that's armor based. I mean, I might actually work on a cheese build if I see an opportunity for it. but we'll have to see. So we'll grab this one because of the Astral Agent's decay. But yeah, if I'll start working on an armor build if I see the opportunity, I guess, to kind of spec into that, right? Enhanced armor, grab corruption, grab resurgence, grab this. Yeah, we'll grab that. Oh. So what I'm doing is I'm putting together a very strong armor build while doing the rest of this stuff. We'll probably grab this one as well, but I'll grab Ian Hayes Corruption and Ian Hayes Resurgence. Y'all are going to see just how powerful that really is. Oh snap, we've actually run across armor conversion here. We'll grab it. I really doubt that we'll actually have a chance to finish working on it. That wasn't even going to be my plan this run, but I mean, if it happens to occur, I'm grateful. But again, I really doubt that's going to happen.
Cry havoc and let loose the sea dogs of war.
Now that we know that that's possible, we can literally just use that to feed in.
Aim for the queen, better not miss. Anchors away.
Alright. None of these are important, and I'm going to save my refreshes now because, or at least the one refresh that I have, because I'm trying to get that armor one. Since I saw that armor conversion popped up in here, I didn't expect it to show. I don't believe I'll actually be able to use it, but hey, it happens. Now, something else we can notice there is that sometimes, I don't really understand it, the thunder can miss, which I'm not really a fan of, right? I do not believe that that is right whatsoever. I love how there's literally more of them.
This is mine.
Alright, and we're done now, finally. Now we're just gonna keep moving. Let's go on to this next one. Trying to save as much money as possible. Again, I really do not think that I'll actually
aim for the queen, better not miss.
I really don't like the fact that your vision can get jolted out of the seeker mode too much.
Broken to fire properly.
I don't really think that should happen. If I'm hip firing, my hip fire vision should stay the same. And it shouldn't have like this weird correction.
Now this is a weapon. Soldier, this is mine. You're just sinking.
See, like that, it makes you afraid to actually sit there and try and aim your shots, because if you do and you're not paying attention, it's just going to whiplash your whole reticle. That shouldn't even be a thing to begin with. Let's go ahead and go in here. If they have a curse, as just like before, we're going to take it. Again, we're not afraid of curses. We need the money. The powerful foe thing is really not a big deal. We already realized that none of those are useful, so we'll skip them. Nothing useful. Fortified armor, enhanced common. We're still hoping that we're going to get Thunder Pull, so we're going to go in that direction. I am not going to worry about fragility though, because it's not really worth it to go after that. It would be beneficial if we knew that we had Thunder Pull, but until we know that we have Thunder Pull, it's kind of a waste for me to go through that trouble. Armor recovery passive is pretty good because if stacked properly, you can use it for quite a bit of benefit.
Armor restored. Set sail.
And so I'm going to kind of show off the purpose
Armor restored.
of the build
Set sail.
that we're splitting together. We'll see it once we have the boss's astral aegis reduced enough in this next round. Now we will have to contend with the fact that we will also have a fear roll. Right there is the interferer. And so he's going to be doing whatever he's doing. We just ignore him. He kind of messed up my thing.
Filthy soil landlubber.
Oh, I didn't expect to get this properly that time. That was the only reason I committed to it. Because I was in the middle of fighting the henchman. I did not expect my fuse to be on par. Having the weight sometimes. We're running a home tier now. The thing is to actually show you the armor conversion thing, I have to actually have armor. Alright, he's done. I'm gonna try
X
and
marks
see
the
if I can
spot.
get it. There we go. Since I'm already on the
Watertight
path to having
once
armor
more.
conversion, there's no point in grabbing armor synergy. So what armor slide does, armor loss slide, is that every time you saw that little green thing that was appearing around my character, that allows me to do extra damage to the
This
enemy.
is mine.
That's
Here
kind
it
of so I'm gonna just focus on him and do what I mean here. So this guy can actually use stun attacks, which is really annoying, right? He has a full combo arsenal like he's a doggone NARAKA player. And see, he does the same thing as someone might in range.
This is
That's why
mine.
he's so annoying.
You're not safe.
Now, the easiest way to deal with him is to actually just not fight him. Or I would say that that's the suggested method, is you just don't fight him. That way you'll be able to get other stuff
Armor
done
restored.
instead of
Set
wasting your
sail.
time with him. I also forgot about the fact I could have just bound him in my bubbles. Like real talk, I could have just thrown a bubble at him. represented with anima armor. We'll take it. Again, I doubt that we'll get lucky enough to get the 3rd level of armor conversion. Because at this point, it's no longer about the boss. It's just going to be about sheer luck.
So
in that regard,
this is
yeah, I'm not trying to
this is mine. You're just singing.
dodging that thing. Like I'm just so used to dodging it that it's nigh impossible to really hit me with it. I'm actually going to hold off on picking my next enhancement because the next enhancement is determined by what we see in this box. So from here I'm gonna go here and then refresh it. And as we can see, there's nothing really useful here. So it is what it is at this point, right? So at this juncture, there's no point in worrying about anything except this part, which is exactly what we'll do. We will lose the money on that. I'm actually going to entirely focus on just the armor build and just see if we're lucky enough, though I doubt we will be, as I've said before, to actually hit. I will grab that. And probably this. The armor conversion. Because again, I just don't think I have the luck for it. It's never really, it hasn't happened yet, I'm pretty sure, and just like as we saw there, I'm probably going to have to load into a separate one to do that. So I don't even care too much about it. So let's go ahead and make this happen. This is the final one. Oh, and it's this one. So watch this. This is the slide. That's how much damage the slide does. And it's extremely powerful.
Armor
and
restored.
we get the, and as
Set
you can
sail.
see, I literally have the passive restore. The idea here is try as much Aegis damage as possible. I noticed that. And that's the reason I absolutely despise the way that they have the game set. Like, if I get a defuse, my defuse shouldn't have a I defuse awesome. Let me be awesome. Again, I defuse like a genius. Let me enjoy the fact that this game doesn't so when you get alive, give you a certain ability to feel good. It's like, oh, I defused her strike. Oh wait, she has pullback. So even if I defuse it, I'm still gonna be able to pull back later. See? Like that's stupid. And if you get hit by her, then she basically locks you in again. And that was my bad. The only benefit is she attacks in 3 in general. So if you know the attack string, the attack thing, then you can manipulate that to your advantage.
Millennia of toil
and for nothing.
I totally forgot to actually use the armor slide as the best way to damage her at the end. Totally forgot about that. But anyway, so that's it. That's, you know, everything through to 25. Let's see here. So we got up to like a 1,200,000 damage or something. Not really too big. Again, those numbers are not really that big of a deal at this point in time. So that's that. Let me go back over here. I'm just gonna use the remaining soul jades. As you can see, doesn't really get too much for it. And then let me change my potential out. Again, for what it's worth, this is probably one of the weakest potential builds. Just keeping it 100 again. The strongest one is without a doubt going to be your ice build. Now, the most useful for Yamas past a certain point is going to be your red build. And the reason is because it's going to be easier to get a hold of thunder than it is specific jades at times. So that's why this one will become more useful as you get into later levels. But anyway, that's pretty much it. We just finished again that stage 25. So of course the next time that we do the stream, we will be starting with stage 26. And this is where, if we pay attention here, this is where things change. Now once you get to stage 26, you will have omens per level. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. This has been War on Gaming, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.